Okay ba ang araw natin? So today it's Saturday, February 14 and of course, alam na natin po kung anong very significant occasion ngayon, February 14 po. It is Valentine's Day. So, kumusta mga lovers natin, mga sabihin natin na youngsters or mga super seniors and seniors po, kumusta po ang mga lovers natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, and of course mga Filipinos po, not only sa Pilipinas but also yon na mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia, and mga Filipinos overseas Filipinos sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, and everybody po, be it you belong to a particular nationality po, I would like to greet to greet each and every one of us. Hi, happy Valentine's Day. Medyo late tayo ngayon sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, dahil medyo busy ako kaninang umaga po trying to see how ang Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Kuala Lumpur po, paano ang mga tao celebrating ang Valentine's Day. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit on Valentine's Day because importante na importante ito po dahil we are celebrating Valentine's Day today. Every year yun po, February 14. So, kanina, I went around dito po sa Kuala Lumpur, sa city, and this is what I noticed. Nakita ko po na although nandoon pa rin ang mga tao, no, to signify that they are celebrating itong Valentine's Day, I saw a lot of people wearing red. Baju is dress po, no? Red color dress, no? And ang dami po, and I saw a lot of lovers, no? Be it youngsters, no? Or married couples din po, nakita natin. And of course, ang mga senior and super senior citizens natin po, maganda makita sa kanila po that they are also celebrating ang sabihin natin Valentine's Day. And I noticed sa mga malls dito sa Kuala Lumpur, punong-puno ng tao, especially when you go and see ang mga eatery, no? Mga restaurants nila po, be it fast food restaurant, kagaya mga Jollibee, McDonald's, KFC, Starbucks, and lahat po, no? Punong-puno. This is what I noticed. Ang mga malls dito po, punong-puno po. One of the reasons is because we are celebrating Independence Day, or Valentine's Day today, and the other one, busy po ang mga kaibigan, kababayan, and kapatid natin po dito sa Malaysia. Busy sila in preparation for the upcoming year of the fire horse. Ibig sabihin, New Year na po, no? New Year, Chinese New Year 2026, and that will kick off, or we are going to celebrate sa February 17, and that will be next week. Kaya nga, busy ang mga tao dito po. And nakikita na natin po, now we can hear mga Chinese New Year jingles, and we can see mga fireworks, firecrackers din po, no? Burning of crackers is last night. And of course, nakita natin mga lion dances, no? Roaming around sa mga malls, mo, performing ang lion dances po. This is only to signal that malapit na talaga ang Chinese New Year. So all the best sa ating lahat po, and very ang mood dito sa Malaysia when it comes to Valentine's Day at saka ang Chinese New Year, nandito talaga po ang spirit. I hope dyan po sa Pilipinas ganon din, and sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. But anyway, let's talk about Valentine's Day today, no? And I'll touch a little bit. May mensahe po ang Pangulong Junior natin, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, tungkol about Valentine's Day po, no? About Valentine's Day. So he got a message for everybody, no? Lovers, mga lovebirds natin po. And let me read a portion of the news article published po, no? Ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas, sa mga online media outlets. And I'm getting it from ABS-CBN. The title or the heading of this news article is Marcos Jr. gives love advice to couples on Valentine's Day. Alright? Nandito po. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. today po, Saturday, underscored the importance of bigayan in keeping a long and healthy relationship as he answered questions about love and marriage in special Valentine's Day blogging. In BBM Blog 277 released today po, February 14, Marcos greeted the public a happy Valentine's Day and noted the festive mood in malls and restaurants filled with couples celebrating the occasion. Married for over 30 years to First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos, the President said, the key to lasting relationship is a matter of compromise and understanding. Totoo yan po. Compromise and understanding will sabihin natin save whatever misunderstandings or quarrels among couples po, no? Among husband and sabihin natin a wife, among boyfriend and girlfriends, no? And among relatives and everybody po. That includes even sa religion natin po, between us, human beings, and our Creator. Whoever that Creator is, how you call that Creator po, nandun po ang connection po, no? And maganda yan po, no? Maganda. Despite their busy schedule, si Marcos, or President Ferdinand Marcos, admitted that finding time for family can be challenging. He said they make the most of spontaneous free time, sometimes planning quick trips to some destinations to bond as a family. Maganda yan po. So this is the beauty of celebrating ang feast of Saint Valentine's po. And sa atin po, mga Filipinos, we always take this day, Valentine's Day po, February 14, to show love to our partners po. Be it a boyfriend, girlfriend ba, or be it a husband and wife, father and mother, lola, lolo, aunties, uncles, and mga siblings, everybody po. Maganda yun po, no? And this is how we are celebrating ang Valentine's Day po. Sa Pilipinas, sa Malaysia, based on the blogging of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, punong-puno din po ang mga malls dyan sa Pilipinas and ang mga restaurants, kagaya din po dito sa Malaysia. And 100%, I'm sure, same situation we are experiencing dyan po sa Sabah is Malaysia, specifically po dyan po sa Kota Kinabalu City po. So, kumusta mga kababayan, kapatid, and kaibigan natin dyan po sa Kota Kinabalu? Ito po, si Nico Fabian, and nandito pa din tayo sa Kuala Lumpur po, sa Kuala Lumpur. And sige lang, siguro next month, I'll be in KK. And maraming salamat po ang mga followers natin dyan po sa Sabah for extending mga greetings sa akin. And I'm very happy to know that the number of, sabihin natin, mga subscribers, followers, and those who like ang program po is increasing po. So, wag natin kalimutan, nandito tayo ang Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Nandito tayo sa Facebook, sa YouTube, and sa TikTok po. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow po. And yes, ano muna tayo kay Rosalinda Gumahan. Rosalinda Gumahan as well as Manong Cariaso, no? Who is watching ang programa natin ngayon. Happy Valentine's to you and to your family and to everybody po dyan sa inyo po who is watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Alright. So, the other thing that I'm going to touch now is po, since Valentine's Day po, mayroon din tayong mga magandang balita po, no? Magandang balita po. And sana, this good news po, tuloy-tuloy na ito po. So at least, this good news will eventually, no? Lead to a better life sa mga Filipinos and of course ang mga kaibigan natin sa ibang parte ng mundo. Iba-ibang parte ng mundo. And I would like to share with you itong balita po dahil good news ito. For me, it is a good news and I'm happy to hear na ganito po ang sabihin natin ang updates, no? Updates ng situation dahil po for the past 2 weeks po, medyo tense ang situation natin when it comes to the bilateral relationship between China and the Philippines. No? Dahil, if you remember, ang Senado natin po, this week, they passed a resolution condemning ang mga remarks made by the Chinese embassy officials tungkol ang issue ng West Philippine Sea. West Philippine Sea po. And this week, ang Senado po, they passed a resolution condemning ang mga remarks ng China, ng embassy po. And yun po, nag-trigger na naman another response coming from China. And I fear, ako din po, natakot ko po na baka something will come in worse, no? And maganda lang po, although nag-reply din ang China officials na they're not happy with the resolution passed by our Philippine Senate, no? Especially ang majority bloc, but they came out also sincerely saying that mabuti pa, let's sit down and talk. And that is very good po. That is very good. Yun po ang importante because if we are going to have a problem, ang relationship, bilateral relationship between China and Philippines po, ang Senado sa mga opisyal natin dyan sa, sabihin natin, sa China, and then marami, the domino effect, I fear of the domino effect po. Sa ngayon po, medyo problema na nga tayo, what is happening, ang reputasyon ng Pilipinas, ang sabihin natin, effects of our daily lives po, ng mga Filipinos po. So, if this will aggravate po or worsen the situation, dami po mga Filipinos, hindi lang mga overseas Filipinos. Ang mga Filipinos dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially ang mga businessmen, mga traders natin po, entrepreneurs. Now, they will be affected. Dahil, whether we like it or not, ang Philippines needs China and China needs the Philippines. Ganon yun po. In terms of investment, trading, so forth and so on, or in general in terms of the economic situation ng Pilipinas po. Na kailangan din tayo ang China. Pero maganda, this is a good developments. And let me read a portion of this news article na I want that ang mga followers natin po should know po. The heading of this news article published dyan po sa online ng ABS-CBN media outlet po reads this way. The Sun says senators may meet with the Chinese embassy officials on WPS Raw. And nandito po ang detalles. Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Ping Lacson today said he is open to initiating a dialogue between Senate and Chinese embassy. Congratulations, maganda ito. This after Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Jing Wan, expressed willingness to sit down with Philippine leaders to ease the world war between Chinese diplomats and Philippine officials. Lacson admitted being pleasantly surprised by Jing's statement. Surprised, but si Senator Ping Lacson po he's happy. He appreciated a gesture made by Ambassador Jingwan. Jingwan po. Lacson admitted being pleasantly surprised, surprised by Jing's statement. He plans to propose. May plano si Senator Lacson to mag-propose siya po kay Senator President Vicente Sotto III that ang Senado to, that the Senate invite the Chinese diplomats to a meeting or a dialogue. So, may plano sila po, no? Si Senator Lacson to inform si Senate President Tito Sen, no, to invite ang embassy official ng China to sit down po. Pwede din na yun po mangyari dyan po sa Senado or sa embassy's office or any neutral grounds po. And they will be talking po. And they will also invite, no? Ang especially mga Senado who voted yes sa resolution condemning the remarks of the embassy, no? And of course, sa Senado din po, ang author ng resolution, si Senator Kiko Pangilinan will also be invited, no? But this mas maganda daw yun po face-to-face, and they will clear whatever misunderstanding mayroon sila po. And once and for all, solve this problem. Maganda yun po. For me, I totally support this kind of initiative. Initiative po made by Senator Ping Lacson as well as initiated also po. Made the first move also po by the Chinese officials ng embahada dyan po sa Maynila. That is a very good news. Sa inyo po, what do you think? This is something new. This is something good for each and every one of us. No? Sana lang po matapos na tayo. And then with this, if we will be able to address ang mga whatever conflicts or misunderstanding mayroon tayo po, then I think it will also kick off the start of understanding po ano ang sitwasyon dyan sa West Philippine Sea po. West Philippine Sea. So, it's a win-win situation. For me, it's a win-win situation and kailangan na kailangan nun po. What do you think? What do you think po? Do you think this is something good for all of us? Not only for Filipinos, not only for the Philippines, but also for China po. For China. So, the other issue, dami ito po, no? Dami tayong mga issue today, and I cannot cover all, no? I cannot cover all, but we will see po as we go along. Ang programa natin po, I will see what the issue we can touch. Mga importanteng issue lang po. We'll try to give priority sa mga important issues po that happen or happening ngayon po sa Pilipinas. Ngayon po sa Pilipinas. And I think one of the topics that ang mga Filipinos would like to know po, no? Ngayon is about si Tatay Digong. Si Tatay Digong po, ang former president ng Pilipinas, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who is now still under the custody of the International Criminal Court. So what is the latest when it comes to the case of situation of Tatay Digong? What is the latest updates? Nandito po ang latest updates. There is another story ngayon po dyan po sa Philstar Online, and the heading of the story is ICC names Duterte's alleged co-perpetrators in charges po. Okay. Ito na po. Kunting in-research a little bit ang mood natin, especially ang mood ng mga supporters ng Duterte and yun mga pro-Marcos po. Pro-Marcos and those who are against si Tatay Digong. So, let me share with you this article po, no? Hindi naman siguro lahat kasi medyo ano ito, mahaba, but I think this is very important for you to know. Lahat ng mga followers natin dito sa programa natin. Okay. Prosecutors and the International Criminal Court identified several senior Philippine officials as alleged co-perpetrators in the crimes against humanity case against former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, saying they helped carry out a coordinated campaign of killing linked to the anti-drug war. Ang ICC po, nag-announce na po that nag-announce na po ang mga some officials sa Pilipinas po named as co-perpetrators sa crime against humanity case against former Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ibig sabihin po, mga tao na nagtulong or something has something to do with the war on drugs of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and that is the reason why he is now under the custody of the International Criminal Court pending ang hearing niya po, ang trial niya po. In a publicly released redacted filing dated February 13, kahapon ito po, the prosecution said Duterte is individually criminally responsible as an indirect co-perpetrator for 3 counts of crimes against humanity. Ito po ang 3 crimes of Duterte po against humanity. First, ang count 1, murders in or around Davao City during the mayoral period by the DDS. Second count, murders of high-value targets during presidential period. Count number 3, murders and attempted murders in barangay clearance operations during the presidential period. The Office of the Prosecutor also said that Duterte and his alleged associates shared a common plan to neutralize suspected criminals, including those linked to illegal drugs through violent crimes such as murder from November 1, 2011 to March 16, 2019, first in Davao and later nationwide. Sino-sino po? Sino-sino po mentioned as co-perpetrators? Or has something to do or nagtulong kay Tatay Digong po to enforce itong war against drugs. When he was still a mayor, hanggang nagiging presidente siya po. Hanggang ang last day niya as a presidente. Now, sino-sino po? First, alam na natin po, matagal na ito po, lumabas ang pangalan niya. Unang-una po, si Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Chief of the Davao City Police from January 2012 to October 2013, and Chief of Philippine National Police from July 2016 to April 2018. Second, una-una si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Second po is Vicente Danao, Chief of the Davao City Police from October 2013 to June 2016. Third, si Camilo Cascolan, Finance Chief of Davao Region Police Office from 2011 to 2012. And he's also the Chief of the PNP Directorate for Operation from July 2016 to April 2018. Number 4, perpetrators ni Tatay Digong. Number 4 is Oscar Albayalde, Regional Director of NCRPO from July 2016 to April 2018. Fifth, si Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo, Duterte's personal aide and special assistant from 1998 to 2016. Next, si Dante Geran, Davao Regional Director of the National Bureau of Investigation from 2013 to 2016. Next, si Isidro La Peña, Davao City Police Chief from 1996 to 1998, and is also the Chief of Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA from 2016 to 2017. Next is Vitaliano Aguirre II. He is the lawyer of Duterte and other members of the Davao Death Squad, Secretary of the Department of Justice from July 2016 to April 2018. And other unnamed police high-ranking officials. Sabi ang balita po, the prosecutor said that the group occupied key security posts that allowed them to exercise control over police units, investigators, and non-police gunmen who allegedly carried out the killings. So yan po, no? Identified na po, no? Or they name already ang ICC. So, ano kaya po ang reaction ng mga tao na mention dito po as perpetrators ni Tatay Digong? Mayroon ba tayo dito news po? Tingnan natin, ha? Let's see. Mayroon ba tayo reaction coming from Bongo o kung kaya ay sino man yan po? Let's see. And let's see po. Mayroon yata tayo dito po. Ang reaction na coming from them. Hold on, ha? Let's saan na yun? Parang nakita ko yun po, no? Hold on po, sandali. Let me check. Check muna tayo po. Basta nakita ko yun na may response yun po, may mga reaction yun po si Senator Bongo. Senator Bongo po. Andito po. I will read you a portion, no? A portion of the news. Si Senator Christopher Bongo po, today, ngayon po, nag-deny siya po ang involvement in former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's war on drug as reference in the International Court prosecution document containing the charges against the former boss. Go, a former aide of Duterte, said the allegation are entirely unfounded. Unfounded na po, hindi yung totoo. One-sided and unfair. Unfounded, one-sided and unfair. Sabi ni Senator Bongo. It bear no relation to the reality of my roles and responsibility during my service as a special assistant to the President from June 2016 to October 2018, as well as executive assistant to the mayor of Davao City from 1998 to 2016 po. So, outrightly he denied. Outrightly he denied po. So, yon ang reaksyon ni Senator Bongo. And ganun din po ang mga reaction ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. But unfortunately po, we cannot get si Senator Bato de la Rosa po, even sa Pilipinas, no? He is something like hiding dahil po itong notisya that he will be arrested. Mayroon daw yun earlier, sabi ang ombudsman na si Boying Remulla, na nakita na niya po yun warrant of arrest galing sa ICC para kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. And because of that po, nowhere to be found ngayon po si Senator Bato de la Rosa. No? For obvious reason po, for obvious reason. But anyway, yun reason ni Senator Bato de la Rosa po, for me, kung ganon man po ang latest updates mayroon tayo tungkol sa ICC po, no? I think for me, there is a possibility that si Senator Bato de la Rosa po will soon be coming out, no? Dahil, bakit po? Ito po ang announcement today po, no? Ito ang announcement today. Let's watch and listen. Let's watch and listen po ang sabihin natin announcement ng mga news dyan po sa Pilipinas ngayon. Sana yun, hold on, Any arrest warrant, masking anong klaseng arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court or ICC. Arrest warrant na galing sa ICC po against senators, si Bato de la Rosa and Lawrence Bongo should go through Philippine courts, sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson today. So, ibig sabihin po, hindi kagaya what happened dyan po kay Tatay Digong, no? Now, ngayon, kung may mga arrest warrant issued by ICC po, it has to go to the Philippine court. And let's see ang decision ng korte sa Pilipinas. This is in relation to the ICC prosecution document naming De La Rosa, Go, and others as co-perpetrators in death during former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's drug war. Lacson said, Philippine courts must be respected in whatever course of action the ICC may take regarding De La Rosa and Go. Klaro-klaro po, no? Sabi ni Ping Lacson, Senator Ping Lacson, they have to respect ang Philippine law. Sana po, totoo ito po, no? If there is any arrest warrant from the ICC or a foreign court, it should go through our local court, which will issue a corresponding order to implement foreign entities arrest warrant. Lacson said. Maganda yon po, no? Sana ganito yun po nangyari kay former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Pero tapos na yun po, nandyan na yun po. Tapos na yun. At least may assurance na ang mga senador ngayon po, no? May assurance na di maganda yun kung that is the situation po. So, sana yun, Wait, medyo nawala na yata ang ano natin. Sandali po. Sana yung story I'm reading. Hold on, Hold on. Putos. Okay, nandito po. Let's continue. If there is an arrest warrant from the ICC or a foreign court, it should go through our local court, which will issue a corresponding order to implement the foreign entities arrest warrant, Lacson said. And he said that De La Rosa and Go can avail of legal remedies. Sabi niya po, I think they should have the chance to avail of all legal options because our local courts and processes must be respected. If there is an arrest warrant from ICC or a foreign court, it should go through our local court, which will issue a corresponding order to implement the foreign entities arrest warrant. He added, si Lacson added po, that the Senate will discuss possible options or what course of action to take, including possible assistance to De La Rosa. Lacson said Senate President Vicente Soto may call a caucus and consult senators. For now, he said, it is still too early to tell because the ICC has not issued a bill of particulars indicating the charges and penalties the two senators may face. Ganon yun po. No? So, let's see. No? And if you remember noon, no? Palagi po si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, I'm not saying no, na ano ako, no? But this is all facts. Remember, during the time, repeatedly, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos repeatedly saying that they will not recognize ICC po. No? But at the end of the day po, they respected the warrant of arrest issued by ICC and surrendered without going to the proper procedure. Proseso po, dalhin muna sa Korte ng Pilipinas, they surrendered si Tatay Digong sa kustodiya ng International Criminal Court. He was arrested in the morning upon arrival from Hong Kong, and he left the country on the same day. On the same day po in the evening. In the evening po. So, ang kampo ni Duterte is saying he was kidnapped, but ang administration Marcos is saying they have the duty to surrender si Tatay Digong po dyan po sa ICC, International Criminal Court, which is now serving or detained sa The Hague. So, yun ang sitwasyon po. No? Yun ang sitwasyon. Let's see. Let's see po what will happen. Let's see what will happen. So, I don't know. Sana lang po itong Valentine's Day. Today we are celebrating Valentine's Day. Be it the Marcos camp or be it in the opposite camp po. No? They will realize, or all of us will realize, the importance of peace and love. No? There won't be love without peace, and there won't be peace without love. Ito po ang importante po. No? Imposible po may love tayo kung walang peace. Imposible din po may peace tayo kung walang love. So, unseparable itong dalawa po. So, sana lang po, no? We will solve this problem sa Pilipinas po. Walang magnanakaw po, kung hindi greedy ang mga tao po. Ganun lang yan po. So, hindi na tayo magtagal siguro kasi alam ko marami din tayong mga appointments sa tonight, and today is almost now is dito sa Malaysia po is already 9 p.m. and busy-busy na mga tao po sa mga appointments, dinner appointments nila. Sabihin natin romantic dinner appointments nila, celebrating ang Valentine's Day celebration na today. So, as always, I would say, and I pledge and I promise po, I will continue to monitor the situation in the Philippines dahil po, I want ang mga kababayan, kapatid, kaibigan ko po dito sa Malaysia, be it in West Malaysia, dito sa Kuala Lumpur, or sa Sabah and Sarawak, particularly sa Sabah, yun po ang Kota Kinabalu City, and ang Sarawak, ang Kuching, dami din mga Filipinos. Nandito itong programa po to inform all of you na what is happening sa Pilipinas po. At least you will have a picture of what is happening. And hindi lang para sa mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia, this program is also intended, dedicated to all the overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, as well as ang mga kababayan, kaibigan natin, dyan po sa Pilipinas. So with this, si Nico Fabian, once again, would like to say, happy Valentine's Day sa ating lahat, and advance Chinese New Year celebration po. On next week na yan po. Celebration natin next week na yan po ang Chinese New Year. So with this, Nico Fabian would like once again to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. And sana lang po you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed your weekend break. And let's look forward for a better, exciting, and memorable and problem-free week starting tomorrow. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye. And I love you all. God bless.